Last episode saw us progress through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League and bring us ever closer to our European dream. But defeats in the Premier League saw our league form stutter, and now things are going to get interesting heading into the final stage of the season. But as ever, if you're enjoying this series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into today's episode. Now, I mentioned after our 1-0 win against Fiorentina in the round of 16 in the Champions League, we have been drawn a very tough round in the quarter-finals against the Italians Napoli. However, being fortunate enough to be able to avoid the giants like Real Madrid, Munich, City, Dortmund, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, I'm feeling pretty confident about our chances to reach the semi-final. However, after a bit of a tricky run of games in the Premier League, we have still managed to retain our place at the top of the table, but our lead at the top has been cut to 2 points, and Manchester United have a game in hand on us. One really piece of positive news though is the performances of this man Xavi Simons. I gave him a bit of stick at the start of last episode because he didn't exactly start life off in Chelsea colours on fire. However, he has made me eat my words. He's got 6 goals and 1 assist in 17 appearances so far, and he is really looking like a real steal in the January transfer window. For me though, the biggest question mark really has to be around this man, Christopher Nkunku. He led the goal scoring charts by absolute miles last season, but for somehow, some way, he hasn't exactly hit that form this season, unfortunately only scoring 13 goals in 27 appearances. He does, however, have 12 assists to his name, with 6 of those coming in the Champions League, but much to my surprise, Nicholas Jackson has actually managed to pull out ahead of him. He now stands as my top goal scorer this season at 14, and for the man who's supposed to be deputising for Christopher Nkunku, perhaps he continues to knock on the door for a starting place instead. And having knocked Ipswich out of the 5th round of the FA Cup and drawing Southampton in the quarter-finals, he is going to get the opportunity to try and impress yet again as we head over to St Mary's for a huge game at Southampton that will hopefully see us keep our FA Cup dream alive. He's not the only one that will get a starting berth here today though, with this giving me an ample opportunity to try and bring in some fringe players. Robert Sanchez takes his place in goal for the first time in several games, in place of Diogo Costa. Malo Gusto, Badiashile, Kanate and Matson make up the back line. Conor Gallagher's partnered by Baumgartner in the centre of midfield. Madueke, Xavi Simons and Mudryk will start, of course, behind Nicholas Jackson up front. Carl Walker-Peters tries to play it down the line, but Ian Matson does a really good job of trying to win it and then loses it in the centre of the park. And he gives it to Amo here, who plays a wonderful ball through into the path of Mara. He cuts it back for Aribo. He brings it inside, and Kalmadin Sulemana, within 7 minutes, gives Southampton the lead. Well, I hedged my bets on my reserve players coming in today and trying to do a job for us in the FA Cup, but they fell asleep within the opening 10 minutes, and that is not the way that we wanted to start this game. And frustratingly for me, Southampton lead 1-0. Kalmadin Sulemana again the goal scorer to pick it up. Southampton have started this game far better than we have. We have completely fallen asleep here in the opening 15 minutes. They're just passing the ball round us, but fortunately enough, Conor Gallagher won that one well. And now Xavi Simons, oh, that's a lovely ball into the path of Nicholas Jackson. And look at him drive away. This is a man full of confidence, and that is a confident finish to bring us level. Look at the celebration. Look how much the goal meant to him. Absolutely fantastic. Look how much it meant to the fans. They go absolutely berserk, and they know how important that was to get us back on level terms here. A brilliant piece of play from Xavi Simons to lay on a plate for him, and he did the rest of the hard work himself, drove into the heart of the Southampton penalty area, and that is a calm finish, full of confidence that man is. Beautiful goal, 1-1. Armstrong for Southampton to try and burst through the centre of my midfield, and he finds the goal scorer Kalmadin Sulemana, who just drives past Malo Gusto like he's not even there, but Gusto does a really good job of tracking him back, and in the end winning the ball and gives it to Madueke. He finds Baumgartner. End-to-end stuff here in the opening 20 minutes here as Mudryk plays it on to Ian Matson down this left-hand side, and he will try and drive down. I'm looking for some sort of option in the box, cuts it back into the path of Xavi Simons, who just smashed it against the defender. Malo Gusto goes in field for Xavi Simons, who's been influential so far in this game. He plays it off to Conor Gallagher though. He finds Madueke, who's come central. Xavi now will play it. Oh, I was going to play it all the way out wide to Malo Gusto. Good piece of defending there from the Southampton defenders as Kalmadin Sulemana goes past Baumgartner. He does a really good job of tracking back though. Brilliant defending from the Austrian, and he can now try and release Madueke. End-to-end stuff here at St Mary's into Nicholas Jackson again, who strikes. It's off the post this time. So unlucky. Matson will pick up the loose ball, finds Conor Gallagher. He tries to strike, blazes it against the Southampton defenders, and they get it clear. Kalmadin Sulemana will try and go again. He does go again, and this time he feeds the ball all the way out wide to the right winger, switches the play beautifully. Kanate comes across to try and defend. Good defending from the Frenchman. Mudryk into Conor Gallagher. My word, this has been an electric opening half here at St Mary's, and both teams eager to try and continue to get on the score sheet as Mara tries to strike. And in the end, it's a bit of a tame one, and he makes it easy for Sanchez. That's a big let-off into Mudryk. Mudryk goes down the left-hand side into the path of Ian Matson. He finds Nicholas Jackson. What a ball into Xavi Simons again, and Xavi Simons drives into the box, strikes with his left. Absolutely beautiful. Well, earlier it was an assist, and this time on the stroke of our time, it is a goal. Absolutely fantastic. And it was the man who he played in for a goal has repaid the favour. A lovely ball into Xavi Simons, and he still had a lot of hard work to do, but he made it look easy, and he gives us a 2-1 lead. Canate to try and bring this one out of defence with a driving run. Brilliant play from the central defender. Nicholas Jackson's come deep, plays in Madueke, reverse pass into Malo Gusto, he cuts inside, looks for Xavi Simons again. Madueke continues his run. It was a good piece of build-up play, but it was well snuffed out by the Southampton defence, and now it's Kamaldeen Sulemana. He certainly is the danger man for the southern side here as he drives into my penalty area again, goes past Malo Gusto, cuts it back. What a save from Robert Sanchez. That is the best save he's had to make all game. That is Chile into Christoph Baumgartner. He finds Nicholas Jackson. Lovely ball back into Christoph Baumgartner. Wonderful stuff here. I'm going to try and find the back post. I was looking for Mudryk. Well defended. Into Carl Walker-Peters on the right-hand side. He just drives past Xavi Simons like he's not even there. Look at that. A fantastic burst of pace. Cuts it back into Aribo, who places his shot over the bar. Armstrong again. Southampton now coming on strong. Look to go past Canate. Does go past Canate. Goes into the box. And Mara makes no mistake this time, though. Well, it was another brilliant piece of Southampton play. Sanchez tried to make himself big, but he didn't make himself big enough. And Mara just dinked it over his head, and he brings Southampton back on level terms here, much to my frustration. Nice ball up to Kamaldeen Sulemana. Everything they've done so far in this game has pretty much gone through that man as Baumgartner tries to chase down Perud down this left-hand side. He cuts back in for Armstrong, though. Goes into the centre to Aribo. Conor Gallagher tried to put a challenge in, and in the end, well, it was a bit of a tame shot from Armstrong, and Sanchez made a bit of a meal of it. But he does eventually get the ball away. Oh, he's being challenged well, and Southampton are really in the ascendancy here. But just as I say that, they go and give the ball away as Madueke now has it, looking for the on-rushing run of Malo Gusto down the right-hand side. He's found the ball into him, and now he finds Xavi Simons. Can he find a ball into the box for Nicholas Jackson? Yes, he can. And Nicholas Jackson brings us back into the lead here. What a game we are seeing today. Well, it was those two men combining for the third time, and they are forming an absolutely lethal partnership. A brilliant ball across from Xavi Simons, and Jackson was on hand with a powerful finish to bring us back. 3-2 Chelsea. Bella-Kotchap tried to dink that one over, finds Armstrong. Southampton are surely now, with only a few minutes remaining in this game, just going to pile everyone forward as Kamaldeen Sulemana tries to throw it into the box. It's going to be a Southampton corner, and it's going to be one that Armstrong's going to take. As you can see, the goalkeeper is up. He's hanging on the edge of my 6-yard box. It's thrown in, headed away by Conor Gallagher. All of my players are back here. Armstrong has it, though. He will try and throw it back in for another time. Sanchez, though, makes himself big, takes control of the situation into Baumgartner. Can we now try and hit Southampton on the break here as Reece James on as a substitute has the pace and the stamina to drive past the left back, dinks it in, looking for the on-rushing run of Madueke, can't find him. But it doesn't matter because we fly the flags high. That man Reece James celebrates as the referee blows the whistle, much to Southampton's dismay. What a game we have seen before us today, but that man Nicholas Jackson was on fire yet again. Another 2 goals to his name, and it's another 3 goals to ours as it finishes here at St Mary's. Southampton 2, Chelsea 3. It's another brace for the Senegalese, and with him now being 3 goals ahead of Christopher Nkunku in the goal scoring charts this season, it really is getting to the point where I may have to consider permanently putting him in my starting 11. The man of the moment, Xavi Simons, was once again on fire though. He laid on another 2 assists and another brilliant goal. There just does not seem to be any stopping the Dutchman. And just like Nicholas Jackson is doing, those fabulous performances are edging Xavi Simons ever closer to a permanent spot in my starting 11 as well. And after knocking Southampton out of the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, we have been drawn in a mammoth clash in the semi-finals against our arch-rival Spurs, and we will be hoping for a similar result the last time we faced off against them in a FA Cup semi-final, after beating them 4-2. However, after being knocked off of top spot by Manchester United in the Premier League, it is now time to turn our attention back to domestic football, but it is not a return that we would have liked. A 2-1 loss at home to Bournemouth And that is a huge 3 points dropped. And with Tottenham Hotspur up next in perhaps what is going to be a precursor to that FA Cup semi-final, the Spurs fans are in full voice. They know this is a Chelsea team that are starting to stutter here, and this is going to be an absolutely massive game, and a game that we absolutely must get 3 points from. And so with that in mind, it is a return to my usual starting 11. Costa starts in goal, Reece James at the back with Tomori, Fofana and Ben Chilwell. Caicedo partners Enzo Fernandez in midfield with Diaby and also Sancho playing on the wings. The big talking point though is Xavi Simons comes in for a starting spot in place of Oyhan Sansit, who drops to the bench. Christopher Nkunku, though, keeps his place up front. Tomori to try and bring this ball out of defence. He's looking for a pass forward, but can't really find anyone decent. Instead, Xavi drops off here to try and get involved in the play. And now Reece James has it on the right-hand side. I'm going to try and cut this one back into the path of Xavi Simons. Really nicely done. Diaby picks it up now. Lovely ball into Sancho, who strikes from distance. Good save from Vicario. An early chance there for Chelsea inside the opening 10 minutes. He's Basuma. Plays it on to Heung-min Son down the left-hand side. The defensive midfielder, Yves Basuma, picks it up again in an advanced position. That is a wonderful ball through, though, from Tchouaméni into the path of Heung-min Son, and he just dances around Tomori, plays in the former Chelsea man. Lukaku strikes, Diogo Costa saves, rebounds off of him again, and this time it's going to be a Tottenham corner, much to Lukaku's disgust. Well, it's going to be a short corner here that they are going to take, but that is a big opportunity there that Lukaku did end up missing. They will hope that they don't live to regret it here as Bentancur picks it up, back into Tchouaméni, who turns around the defenders. Diogo Costa with another save. Again, this is end-to-end stuff here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs now turn the game on its head, and they are in the ascendancy. That is a wonderful piece of play from Heung-min Son. Plays it inside, well read by Ben Chilwell, but can't clear his lines. Kulusevski into Son, plays it back into Tchouaméni, who lines up a power shot. What a save from Diogo Costa again, his third of the game so far. Into Xavi Simons, who once again has dropped deep to try and get involved in the play. Caicedo into Ben Chilwell. He finds Nkunku. Lovely play from Nkunku to get away from two defenders, and he almost went through a third, but Nuno Mendes was on hand. Good defending from him. Into Jadon Sancho, who's come inside. I'm going to try and lay this off down the left-hand side into Ben Chilwell. He cuts it back into Jadon Sancho, who strikes from distance. What a goal! Oh my word, look at the celebrations. Jadon Sancho from the edge of the box just curls it round Vicario. What a fabulous finish. Lovely ball in from Ben Chilwell, but just the touch and the strike from the Englishman. He gave Vicario absolutely no chance. It was just pitch perfect. What a goal, and to my delight it's 1-0. He's Basuma for Spurs now, looking to strike back immediately here. Heung-min Son though tries to go past Enzo Fernandez. Well read though by the Argentinian, and now Diaby can try and streak forward. He finds the overlapping run of Reece James here, and Reece James bursts down this right hand side, cuts it back into Moussa Diaby, who lays it off to Sancho, looking for a second. Vicario puts a stop to it though. Well, we have got the bit between our teeth here. We are sensing blood, and we are sensing an opportunity to try and get a second here as Enzo Fernandez tries to get his head on it. It only goes out to Xavi Simons. He plays it back across to Sancho, cuts it back in, was looking to cut it back into him. In the end it goes off for a Chelsea throw, but Sancho will take the short one, and he finds Xavi Simons. He will get it again, throw it back into the box, looking for a ball in. Good ball in, and Nkunku though couldn't get on the end of it. Ben Chilwell into Jadon Sancho. It's all Chelsea so far though. Since we've got that goal, we have been in the ascendancy, and we are seeking a second, but it's a really poor ball by Ben Chilwell. And now Lukaku can try and break away here. Finds Heung-min Son on the left-hand side. He's being chased down by Fofana. Lays it back into the path of Nuno Mendes. Does the dance around two of my players. Unfortunately for me, the referee blows for half-time. Plays it into Tchouaméni at the start of this second half. Spurs will look to start a little bit better than they ended the first one, but Reece James wins the ball back, wins it back well. And now it's Xavi Simons, who is played in by Christopher Nkunku, and Xavi Simons to strike. Oh my word, it's fabulous. Well, there is just no stopping this Dutch wonder kid this season. He is in absolutely electric form. And whilst Christopher Nkunku perhaps hasn't been amongst the goals as much as he would like, he lays on another assist. This time it's to Xavi Simons. And look at that for a finish. Two fabulous finishes from the Chelsea men. It's 2-0. Nice ball into Christopher Nkunku, and he just lays it off into the path of Xavi Simons again. And Xavi Simons continues his run into the box. Is it 3? It is 3. Thank you very much. Well, he's on the phone. He's calling everyone he knows to just tell them what good form he's in. But since the start of this second half, Spurs' heads have dropped, and they are just leaving gaping holes now in the heart of their defence. Xavi Simons was just able to drive into it after another little lovely layoff from Christopher Nkunku, and Vicario could do nothing about that one. It is 3-0 Chelsea, much to that man's delight. Nice ball into Lukaku, who holds it up well, gives it back to Basuma, ends up going back to David Garcia. It looks like the stuffing has just been knocked out of Spurs so far now. They just do not know what to do with it. And now Jadon Sancho wins it back well into Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez. This is going to be turning into a rout anytime soon. Reece James drives down the the right-hand side. He's going to try and look to cut it back in to Diaby, who tries to strike from distance, looking for an audacious strike to add to the ever-growing tally of fabulous strikes this game. But it wasn't meant to be. It's cleared away by Spurs into Bentancur. Basuma picks it up now. Nice ball into Kulusevski. It's Lukaku, will pick it up and drives past Fofana and balloons it over the bar. Kulusevski, though, to burst down the right-hand side for Spurs. Cuts it back in, looking for anything. And Tuchemeni, just nods it wide. And that is really the story of the game so far for Spurs. Malo Gusto to bring it out of defence. Finds Enzo Fernandez. He finds Madueke on as a substitute. I'm going to try and release Nicholas Jackson here. He tries to twist it onto his left. I'm going to look for Ian Matson. He does a really good job, and Matson strikes. Brilliant strike. Good save. It's blocked in the end, though. And Spurs were just inches away there from being 4-0 down. Fortunately enough for them, though, the referee has put them out of their misery. I shake the hand of Ange Postecoglou, and I salute the Chelsea support. That man, Xavi Simons, he is on absolute fire at the moment. Another 2 goals from him, and another 3 goals from us as it finishes here at full time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 0, Chelsea 3. And look at the confident look on my face, the wry smile. That was a result that I know we desperately needed. And I know, of course, Xavi Simons' performances and goals is what caught the eye, but I think it's important to credit the rest of the team. At Chelsea, we know we're all in it together. And that win was an important morale booster for the squad, and a really important 3 points in our fight for Premier League glory, as Manchester United, on a fantastic run of form, have now built up a 7-point gap at the top of the table. But we do have a game in hand, and it's another game that we absolutely have to win. And fortunately enough, we do win it as we smash Nottingham Forest 3-0 at home, courtesy of a hat-trick from Noni Madueke. And while some of our attacking players may be getting the plaudits, I think it's important to note this man's impact on our team. Diogo Costa, what a sensational signing this man has been since joining the club. He is the clean sheet leader in the Premier League with 11 clean sheets in 31 appearances. And my word, his transfer value has gone through the roof. He's now rated £75 million, and for a goalkeeper, that is outrageous. His performances have helped us be one of the stingiest defences in the league, only conceding 28 goals so far this season, and that win has brought us back within touching distance of Manchester United. We are just 4 points behind them now. However, after beating Fiorentina in the round of 16, knocking them out on aggregate 2-1, it is time to turn our attention to the Champions League quarter-final. And with the Italian giants Napoli getting the home advantage in the first leg, we have just got to make sure that we continue to keep things tight at the back, and we at least try and come away with a draw, or to keep this tie intact, so that we can try and do the business back at Stamford Bridge. A huge game in the Champions League means a huge return to, of course, my strongest starting 11. Costa in goal, Reece James, Tomori, Fofana and Chilwell. In Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in midfield. Diaby, Xavi Simons and Sancho will play, of course, behind Christopher Nkunku up front. Finds Chilwell. Chilwell's going to look up the line into Jadon Sancho. Nice play. Jadon Sancho, though, almost gave the ball away. Fortunately enough, it deflects back into the path of Tomori. Reece James now into Moussa Diaby. He tries to cut it back, looking for Reece James again. Brilliant play. He cuts it back this time, though, into Enzo Fernandez. He finds Moussa Diaby, who strikes from distance over the bar. Di Lorenzo for Napoli to try and burst down the right-hand side. Finds Zelensky, cuts inside for Gratziashila. Lovely play here from that talented man. And he now finds Zelensky again. He's looking for an option, but Ben Chilwell with a fabulous challenge. What a challenge from the Englishman. Politano now tussling with Ben Chilwell down this left-hand side, and he has got the better of him. Ben Chilwell frantically trying to get back here. Zelensky into Di Lorenzo. It's Osimhen here in the box. You do not want to give that man any time and space. Ben Chilwell, though, comes back across, manages to get a challenge in. Cannot stop the cross, though. Cannot stop the Napoli possession. And now, fortunately enough, he does, though. And it's a Chelsea goal kick. So Enzo Fernandez tried to turn around Elmas. Didn't manage to do it, though. And now Osimhen tries to break away from my two defenders, and he's done a wonderful job here of getting around both of them. them. He feeds in Elmas again, who shifts it onto his right. He finds Zelensky, who could only find the block of Diogo Costa. What a goalkeeper we have on our hands. And Guisa here for Napoli. They have started off this tie far better than we have. Elmas now to try and burst into our box here. They are looking to try and get an early goal, to try and see if they can put themselves into control of this tie. But well defended again from my back line. Sancho is going to try and dink it over the top, looking for the run of Christopher Nkunku. It's well cut out though by Gabriel, the former Arsenal man, who will be keen to put in a decent performance against their London rivals. He picks it up again in the heart of his defence and plays in Di Lorenzo. Goes down the line into Politano. He's going to try and go infield. Does go infield for Elmas. Lovely play here into Ratia Sheila. Osserman now has it, trying to get past Fofana. Brilliant defending though from the Frenchman. And look at him try and bring it out of defence. Lovely play here. It's now Christopher Nkunku to try and play it into Jadon Sancho. Can he get there ahead of the defenders? Yes, he can. Jadon Sancho, what a strike. What a save from the goalkeeper. Diaby keeps it alive. Can he try and see if he can fashion an opportunity? Reece James has it now into Christopher Nkunku, who turns, strikes, another big save. Musa Diaby will take this corner. 5 minutes left in this first half. Both teams have a chance to score, but it is Ben Chilwell who strikes first. What an absolute bullet head from the Englishman. He's not a man who scored very many goals this season, in fact, in the entire career mode. But my word, what a time to pop up. Well, it all came from the ball in from Musa Diaby, an absolutely fabulous corner, and it was Ben Chilwell who rose highest, met it in the air, and that was an absolutely bullet header. Gave the goalkeeper no chance. It was in the top right-hand corner. He says thank you very much. We say thank you very much. It's 1-0 Chelsea. Elmas. Nice pass into Zelensky. I'm sure Napoli will be desperate to try and get a goal back here before the end of the first half. What a save again. Going to be a corner here. They have bounced back immediately. What a reply here from Napoli. They fire it into the edge of the box. It's headed away by Ben Chilwell again. Only out as far as Gabriel. He plays it back out to Politano. Lovely step over. Drives into the box. Ben Chilwell with another big challenge. That man's been fantastic. But Osserman now has it. The man that I do not want to have it who strikes. He is blocked again by Diogo Costa. Going to be a free kick here inside our half. Every man except the Napoli goalkeeper is within our half as they look to start this second half exactly the way they finished the first. But Musa Diaby with a brilliant challenge, and now Nkunku into Xavi Simons, plays it back into Christopher Nkunku now, and does he have the pace? No, he doesn't, to get away from the defenders. I thought he was going to be in, but it just wasn't enough. Into Moises Caicedo in my midfield, and he gives the ball away really cheaply there. Unlike him, he's been absolutely fabulous for me so far this season. That was a really silly one to give away in a really dangerous area there as Oliveira skips away from the challenge of Reece James. He's being tracked by Tamori really well though. He does eventually manage to bring it in, but it's well headed away by Enzo Fernandez, only out as far as Musa Diaby, who gives the ball away. Fortunately enough though for the Frenchman, gets it back, tries to get away from a Napoli challenge. Osserman though wins it back. He's tussling there, cannot seem to get the ball off of him. Osserman though drives into the box. He's being chased down here by my defence, and Moises Caicedo doing exactly what he has done the whole season and won the ball brilliantly. And now we bring it away. Romani for Napoli. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this second half for them to try and see if they can get on the score sheet. If they don't, we will be in a fabulous position heading into the second leg at Stamford Bridge. But so far, Napoli have not been able to crack the Chelsea wall. It's been brilliant defensively, but we've just been opened up down this left-hand side as Politano now tries to come across. Fofana tries to get there. Osserman, though, is there in the end, and Diogo Costa does enough. And it's going to be a corner here. 5 minutes remaining plus stoppage time on the clock. Ball in. Diogo Costa spills it, though. Oh, my word. I thought he was going to be able to claim it. It was his first mistake of the game. One of his first mistakes of the entire season. But now we can try and hit them on the counter-attack. It's Christopher Nkunku to drive into the box here. Nkunku to strike. Nkunku to score. Well, look at the celebration. He knows just how important that goal was, and he knows just how important it was for his Chelsea career this season. Well, look at the celebrations. We go absolutely crazy. Even I'm getting involved. What on earth is going on here? From one end to the other, just when I thought Napoli were about to score, we hit them on the counter-attack, and Christopher Nkunku had the pace and the guile to get away from the defenders, and that is a fantastic finish from the Frenchman. It is 2-0, much to his delight. And fortunately enough for me, that turned out to be the last attack of the game. A brilliant performance from all the Chelsea men, and it is a brilliant game that puts us in total control heading into the second leg. That man, Christopher Nkunku, finally gets back on the score sheet as his goal makes sure that we win the first leg. It finishes Napoli 0, Chelsea 2. And with Ben Chilwell scoring his first goal of the season, Christopher Nkunku getting his goal-scoring boots back on, and us being in a really strong position heading into the next leg, I am confident of our chances of progressing to the semi-finals. For now though, with Manchester United losing their extra game, we are now 1 game behind them and 4 points, and it means that we must get a result in our next Premier League tie. That is not going to be easy though, because of all the teams we have to play, it is Manchester United's arch-rival City, who we will play away from home at the Etihad Stadium. One of the toughest games to go and get 3 points from, but I'm confident that we can do just that. Due to our midweek game and fatigue starting to creep into my usual starting 11, I have had to do some serious rotating. Costa keeps his place in goal, but Malo Gusto, Fofana, Konate and Maatsen start at the back. Caicedo is partnered in midfield by Christoph Baumgartner. Madueke, Oyan Sanson and Mudryk will start behind Nicholas Jackson up front. Nice pass into the path of Phil Foden, who's come deep to try and collect the ball and get himself involved in the play. He's done a really good job of just picking up some space in that central defensive midfield position. He lays it off to João Cancelo, gets it back from him. Wonderful stuff here from the Englishman, and now he drives forward, plays a ball into Haaland, who has remained onside, into the box. Konate comes across to cover. Brilliant piece of defending from the Frenchman. Going to be a corner though that Jack Grealish is going to take inside the opening 15 minutes here. Throws it into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Madueke. Grealish will pick it up once again though. He's looking for an option. Surely he's going to try and play the ball back into the box. Instead he goes short for Nunes. He cuts back into Kovacic, the former Chelsea man. Haaland though drives into the box, goes past two of my defenders. What a brilliant piece of play from Haaland, and somehow he couldn't apply the finish. He hits the post, and that is a huge let-off for us. Noni Madueke here to try and pick the ball up. I'm going to try and play a diagonal, a beautiful diagonal, all the way over to Ian Maatsen, who takes it down brilliantly. He finds Nicholas Jackson, who finds Mudryk, who finds the back of the net. That was absolutely fantastic. Well, we ripped the Manchester City defence to shreds, and that man Mudryk celebrates a beautiful finish after a beautiful piece of build-up play. Lovely little one-touch passing, a beautiful diagonal right the way across the box, but it was a lovely deft touch from Nicholas Jackson, and that is a beautiful finish from the Ukrainian. Just curved it round Ederson, gave him no chance, and he gives us a 1-0 lead here at the Etihad Stadium. Fofana being chased down by Haaland, but does a beautiful job of just spinning him. Absolutely fantastic play, and Konate does the same to get away from the Manchester City press here. Ian Maatsen now to try and surely play this one down the line into the path of Nicholas Jackson. We've beaten the City press beautifully into Mudryk. He turns. Oh, he finds Sanset. I was looking for a ball into Madueke, but Sanset though applies the finish and celebrates with the Ukrainian Mudryk. Absolutely perfect play yet again. Well, I thought the chance was lost when Madueke wasn't able to get onto the ball, but Oyan Sanset, lovely drop of the shoulder, and then he found the space in the box, and he found the back of the net with a wonderfully timed finish. Guardiola is frustrated, it's 2-0. Well, the second half begins, and as you can see, we are 2-0 up here. We are in a perfect position here to try and take advantage of Manchester City's failings and also Manchester United's failings in the league. And now it's Maatsen down the left-hand side. Can we try and add a third here to put the icing on the cake at the start of the second half? We were inches away from managing to get a ball across to my striker. Wasn't able to though. It was a good piece of defending by Manchester City, and then we go and give the ball away, and then they go and give the ball away, and then we go and give it away. What on earth is happening here at the start of the second half? McAtee down the right hand side. Nice play there to get past Ian Maatsen. Beautiful stuff from the Manchester City winger. Maatsen frantically trying to get back. He sold a dummy into Haaland. It's Konate who blocks him again. City keep the ball alive with João Cancelo though. He tries to strike, and Konate is there with the block yet again. Going to be a corner here that Jack Grealish is going to take, and of course he's going to throw it into the box looking for the head of Haaland. He does manage to reach him, but Diogo Costa snaps up the loose ball. Phil Foden to pick it up for Manchester City. He's blocked off really nicely by Christoph Baumgartner, and now Mudryk can bring it into the centre here, and in the end he's challenged. A really positive move breaks down, and City now can try and hit us on the counter-attack. Haaland has got the strength to keep Caicedo at bay here, and he just turns him beautifully. Lovely stuff from the Norwegian. He's still got the ball, and in the end he gives it away, and somehow he manages to bundle into my penalty area, and Diogo Costa bundles him over though and wins the ball back. Fantastic goalkeeping yet again. Well, we've got a free kick here in a dangerous position that Oyan Sanset is going to take, and he's going to try and throw this one into the box. It's a looping cross. Haaland in the end with an acrobatic clearance. Not often you see that man back defending. Now Cancelo for City into Kovacic, the former Chelsea man, who plays the ball into Foden, who finds Haaland. Lovely little dink pass into the path of another former Chelsea man in Sterling, who I sold back to Manchester City at the start of this season. Jack Grealish though comes across, and Konate also comes across to put in another challenge. And now we have an opportunity to break it with Madueke. Where on earth is the Manchester City defence? Nowhere to be seen, but no players of my attack are in the box, and in the end we go and give the ball away really cheaply. It does not matter though, because the referee blows the whistle. I shake the hand of Pep Guardiola. The Manchester City players are crestfallen. They fall to the floor, and they cannot quite believe what they've seen here today. That man Oyhan Sunset with a goal, and his performance helped us along to a 2-0 victory here at the Etihad. And one more win and another 3 points means we have clawed back that gap to Manchester United to just 1 point. With only 6 games remaining, this title challenge is going right down to the wire. And with a huge second leg quarter-final clash in the Champions League to kick off the very next episode, it is one that you definitely do not want to miss. But that is it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time.